Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts, in my voice, on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Now, So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow. So go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And turn on that little bell so that you get a notification every single time that I go live or I upload something new. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I guess we'll go ahead and kick off the announcements after I say this. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. As Mantra said, the tickets to the DC Live Phag Talk will be on sale tomorrow at noon. That's noon Eastern time. So if you live in California, you need to subtract 3 from 12 because you're 3 hours behind. So that will be 9 a.m. in California time. Okay? Now, but if you're on the East Coast, that's noon because I am also on the East Coast. Okay? Now, if you happen to live in St. Louis or somewhere like that, you know, just do the math and separate, okay? But if you are a part of my, hey, Shauna Jones, hey, girl, hey, if you are a part of my Patreon, then I dropped the link about 30 minutes ago so that you can purchase your tickets for DC Phag Talk tomorrow at noon. I will drop the link tomorrow across all of the other social media, my other social media pages. But, you know, I always try to give my Patreon people first dibs on everything. Amen. So tomorrow at noon, the Phag Talk tickets for DC, January 15th at the Howard Theater will be on sale tomorrow at noon. Philadelphia, if you are a member of City Winery, are currently on sale. If you are not a member of City Winery, the tickets for Philadelphia will go on sale Friday. That's the day after tomorrow. We're almost at tomorrow. I have a couple other announcements. Oh, you wanted to know what I was doing before I came on here? Oh, I was signing book orders. Orders that came through the website, craigthewriterstewart.com. I was signing book orders that came through there. And of course, the books that Shauna donated yesterday. Now, I only had 2 books that were gifted. Now, a slew of you came through my email, my website. So I know you know the website and where to purchase books. So if you'd like to purchase, you can go to that same place where you emailed me for a free book. You can go right on over there. So I know you know how to get there. But I only had 2. I have signed those. Those will go out tomorrow. For those of you who are a recipient, thank you again, Shauna, for gifting those books. Those of you who are recipients of the free books, I'm going to need you all to slow down a little bit. Slow down, baby. You're going too fast. Oh, Shauna says she's going to donate 2 more books. Now, no need for you to email me because I'm just going to go down that list that I got from last night. You don't have to email me. I'm just going to go through the list that I got last night. Donna Brown, Phag Talk is coming to the Howard Theater January 15th. I'm going to need to see you, Tiffany Smith Bell, and all of the other children from over there in that region. Amen. But those of you who receive free books, I need you to slow down because you need to put your zip code. You put your street number, the street name, your name, first and last name, and no zip code. You put the city and state. Somebody help me understand how you emailing for a free book. My girl Asha says she will be there. How are you emailing me for a free book, a complimentary book, and you don't have the decency? You don't have the decency. Hey, Lauren. You don't have the decency to put your zip code. So now I got to go over to the Google and put your street number and name. I mean, your street number and your street name in so that I can find your zip code. So I got to work to send you a free book. It's okay. It's okay. The other thing that I was in here doing is I am roasting some garlic in my grapeseed oil. So when I cook, I have garlic infused cooking oil. Amen. So, okay, so let me go ahead and get into these restaurant reviews. Is Alicia Wells in here? Alicia Wells. Is Alicia Wells in here? I don't know if she's here or not. Now, I want to go ahead and forewarn you all that I have already, in advance of reading these reviews, I've already taken me a Motrin for the headache that I know that's imminent. The headache that I know is bound to come. Amen. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, boy, hey. So anyway, I'm sipping on a cocktail. Yes, I am. Someone asked if it's a crafted cocktail. I don't know if it's really crafted. It's, there's nothing really special about it. Media Mike, what happened with the venue down there in Texas? The House of Blues. You said you had a contact over there at the House of Blues. I'm waiting for your contact at the House of Blues, Media Mike, formerly known as Big Mike, and sometimes comes back as Media Mike. Yes, the microphone is still working. She just needed a little charge. Some of you counted the mic out. Ashley, I don't know if you've been paying attention in class or not, but we're coming to Philly, niece. We're coming to Philadelphia January 9th. That is a Thursday. We're coming to Philadelphia January 9th at the City Winery. And the tickets will be on sale this coming Friday. Now, if you're a member of City Winery, the tickets are already on sale and you can purchase now. Sherry, I think you're right. New York may need another night because those tickets are almost gone. Those tickets in New York are almost gone. Now, Philadelphia, the tickets will go on sale Friday. All of the tickets will be available at phagtalk.com. But tomorrow, as in tomorrow, the tickets for Washington, D.C., over there at the Howard Theater, will be on sale at noon. Eastern time. Okay? Now listen, I know Christmas is coming up, but we're not supposed to be purchasing from businesses that are not Black owned. Now, Phag Talk is a Black owned business. Madison and I own Phag Talk. So you can definitely spend your money on Phag Talk. Now, all that other shit. All right, let's get into these reviews. Is Alicia in here? Alicia is not in here. Alicia is not in here. Where is Alicia? The only reason that I know this place is because last night when we did the reviews, somebody said I could have gone over to the Ellery. Wait, what was that in there? And then she was in the comments talking about, oh my God, the Ellery's is cute. I love the Ellery's. So I've never been to the Ellery's. It's on the south side of the city of Atlanta. It is on the south side of the city of Atlanta. And from the look of these reviews, I will never be going. Now, I think Alicia enjoys going to some black-owned places. I mean, some very hood spots. If you don't mind hood spots. Hey, Portia Blair, it was a pleasure meeting you the other day. All right, y'all ready for these reviews? Now, I don't know what this lady's first name is. It looks like Lasenia. You know how y'all be doing with these names. Let me screenshot this. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It looks like Lasenia. Blessed Destiny has also been to the Ellery. She said the Ellery is a nice hole in the wall. It's for a funky good time. All right, well, I'm not interested in any more funky good times. So I won't be visiting the Ellery. All right, let's get into this. Lasenia says, I decided to go there for my birthday and called in advance to see if I could pay for a section in advance. I was told I could not. That it's first come, first serve. I should come by 8:30 and wait in the line for a section. I got there around 10. Okay, Lasenia, first and foremost, you didn't follow directions. The people told you to be there at 8:30. You showed your black ass up an hour and a half later. So whatever's in this restaurant review, you deserved, because you should have followed instructions. Those were basic instructions. She goes on to say, I got there at 10 and the parking lot was full. Lasenia, these people work at the place. They told you 8:30. You decided to come an hour and a half later. So in other words, you thought you knew more than they did. If they said come at 8:30, bring your goddamn ass there at 8:30. Not 10 o'clock. And the truth is, you said I got there around 10 o'clock. Black people, when somebody says I got there around 10 o'clock, what time they really get there? At least 10:30, 10:45. They weren't even in the neighborhood of 10:15. Around is 10:15. Around means between 10 o'clock and 10:15. 10:30, you pushing it. So she was there quarter up to 11. She says, I did see security outside. I paid $15 to get in. Once inside, I got anxiety. There was too much going on. Lasenia, if you didn't want to be around other people, you should have stayed your ass home. I got anxiety. There's so much going on. It's small and crowded on the inside. You didn't notice the square footage standing in the parking lot? I mean, did you think the place was going to open up once you got in? I mean, it's small and crowded on the inside. Anytime you walk inside, you have to brush up against someone. I saw empty seats at the bar. I went, had a seat, ain't got no comma or nothing. I went, had a seat, and waited to place my order. As I was waiting, I had a grown man tell me, first of all, Lasenia, there should only be grown people in this restaurant, bar. There should not be anybody underage. So you didn't have to tell us that it was a grown man, because we've assumed that everybody there is over 21. So she says, I had a grown man tell me to get up because I was in his seat. Rather than teach him manners, I just got up and left. There were about 5 or 6 empty tables next to the dance floor. So I sat down only to be told by a lady 2 tables down, a lady 2 tables over said to her, somebody is sitting there. So this is one of those spots that people get there early and they hold tables and shit for their friends. So then she says, so I can't place an order for a drink. I can't sit down. So after less than 10 minutes, I left. So you paid $15 to go in there and just come back out. Oh, okay. I can't necessarily say it's on management, but this spot is a no for me. Okay, Mona says the waiters and bartenders were rude and maybe downright mean. I came in at 7. I think she's trying to say they. There were some seats. Oh, she's trying to say there. She says, there were some seats at the bar. The bartender told me the seats were reserved and would not take my drink order. We went around looking for a seat. First of all, Mona, you didn't do a whole lot of walking around because see, Lasenia already told us that the place is a matchbox. So don't act like you did a whole lot of laps and shit around the building. It's not that serious. Cut it out. We went around looking for a seat and every table is reserved. I asked someone about it and they told me the bar is for high tippers. The tables are reserved for $75 a month. Miss Seeley, what kind of juke joint is this? The tables are reserved for $75. Wait a minute. So you have a subscription for a table. So you pay. Do they debit this from your account, or do you have to come up there and pay it every month? How does this work? If a person is interested, how does that work? Do you have your card on file? What time of the month do they take the $75? Is between the 1st and 15th, the 16th and the 30th? I mean, how does that work? And do you just get the table? And what happens if you come in and somebody's at your table and you got a subscription? Do you go get security and have them get up? Or you just go tap them on the shoulder and say, excuse me, I have a subscription, and you show them like a little ID or something? Like, how does one know that you have a membership? So this is kind of like a ghetto sports club, kind of like a ghetto country club. It's like a ghetto country club. Oh, yeah, girl, you know I got a usual table down there at the Ellery. Yeah, I got a subscription, girl. Yeah, I just said, let me just go ahead and pay for the subscription because I'm always here. You want to sit down here? I got a subscription. Go run in them chairs right there. Really? So she goes on and says, the tables are reserved for $75 a month. Basically, it seems like a members-only place. The Ellery's is a members-only place? You kidding me? I was visiting from Michigan. I would never go there. It left a bad taste in my mouth. My God, today. All right, Sunshine Always says, the live band tonight was horrible. The kitchen opened late and had the nerve to serve me hard wings and pieces of fries. Don't you hate when you order French fries and it's not like a full French fry? It's like these little, that's what I imagine she got. She said, and pieces of fries. Fee is the best bartender. I guess her name is Felicia. I guess that's short for Felicia. Fee is the best bartender. Her drink name, not a period in sight, not a comma, not a semicolon, not a dash, hyphen. Fee is the best bartender. Her drinks are always on point, exclamation point. I take that back. I drive an hour and 25 minutes for Ellery's. Girl, where are you driving from? Sunshine Always, where are you driving from? You drive an hour and 25 minutes. God knows you got to pass 30 little eateries. 12 holes in walls. Like, you drive an hour and 25, girl, you got to be in the sticks. I love the old school atmosphere, but this band is horrible. Denise says, I no longer go here. I'm at OMG's, the old SNS Cafe. Good food, great menu, lots of seating, lots of bar space, dancing in, not and, in, as in the letter N, in $6 drinks on Fridays. And they aren't cheap on the alcohol. All right, Denise. Somebody get the number for Betty Ford for Denise. That sounds like where she on her way. Darlene says, terrible customer service. There are no specials on drinks. Darlene, nobody said that the place had to have specials. Nobody said that you had to have that they had to have specials, please. So you only go to the place because it has specials. The Friday night DJ is awesome. Okay, now that's quite the departure from Denise. I mean, not Denise, Sunshine Always, because Sunshine said that the band was horrible, remember? Maybe Sunshine Always didn't go on a Friday. The Friday night DJ is awesome. Saturday night is up for grabs. The Saturday night Saturday night is up for grabs. In other words, you're going to listen, you might get a little bit of this, you might get a little bit of that. You might have a good time, you may not. More than likely, you probably will not. She goes on to say, sometimes the music is okay. The Saturday night vibe is very different from the Friday night vibe. Girl, we got it. Thank you, Darlene. Oh, this is a long review. Oh, this is a long one, y'all. Hold on. I'm having some work done downstairs, so if you hear that drilling, that's what it is. Yes, they're here at 9:30 at night. All right, so this person says, I wish I would have read the most recent reviews before coming here because everything the others have said is true. The staff is incredibly rude, and the regulars are favored. When you walk in, picture it, you'll have to pay a cashier who's sitting behind a bulletproof glass. Alicia Wells, is she in here yet? Where's Alicia Wells? Is she in here? Because Alicia said this is one of her spots. She says the cashier is sitting behind a bulletproof glass. She won't say anything and will just stare at you blankly. So I guess when you come in, you need to have your money ready. Because she's not going to say, hey, how you doing? $5, $8, or whatever it is. It is up to you to read the signs in the window that tell you how much it is to get in and then hand her the money. She will then give you 2 tickets. I don't know what these tickets are for, i.e., proof of payment or for free drinks or something, because she doesn't speak. Anyway, you then have to go through security. They talk to you like they are correctional officers and you're a prisoner. Once you get in and decide to get a drink, you won't be able to get one unless you find a regular who can get it for you. So I guess you got to go in here and make friends. We stayed at the bar an ungodly amount of time and was repeatedly ignored by the bartender and barkeeper. When we tried to order a drink, it wasn't until my friend randomly struck up a conversation with a regular and mentioned how hard it is to get a drink. So that regular walked right up to the bar and was able to get the drink within seconds. Later, when we went to a smaller bar on the opposite side of the club to get a drink, because we figured it probably would be easier, we were only standing there a couple minutes trying to get the bartender's attention when a random security guy came up and started yelling at us that we have to order drinks through a waitress. So we started looking... So we started looking everywhere for a waitress, and there weren't any. So we went back to the bar to try to order it ourselves, and that same security guard came out of nowhere again and started yelling at us to move away from the bar. Totally embarrassing and uncalled for. Then she says, The crowd is a bit odd. Yes, it's an older crowd, but that's not the issue. There are good, what? There are a good number. You mean there is a good number? There are a good number of regulars who come here and they act like they own the place. They save chairs at the bar, what I tell you, and throughout the club. So if you go stand near one of the chairs or try to sit in one of them, a regular will make you get up. Security does nothing to stop this. There are a good number of regulars who come here to be seen, so that's who's actually on the dance floor. The rest just stand around sizing everybody up and people watching. As far as dress code goes, there's no dress code on their website. Wait a minute. They have a website. They have a website? Hmm. There's no dress code on their website. And they enforce a made-up dress code at the door. They were turning some people away for sneakers and denim. But then I saw people in there wearing matching denim pants and shirt and was allowed in while others were not. Overall, I would not recommend this place. Too much hospitality. No. Too much hostility, sorry. And an unwelcoming environment. Louise Bullock says, we sat at the bar, we ordered a drink, and drink, wait. When I tell you, this is no exaggeration, there is no period, no comma, no sort of punctuation whatsoever. And this is a paragraph. So I'm going to read it exactly how it looks. So again, remember, I've already taken my Excedrin because I anticipated a headache trying to read this shit. Louise says, I'm going to read it exactly how she said it. We sat at the bar, we ordered the food. Wait, let me go back. We sat at the bar, we ordered food and drink. Food came, a lady came in shortly after we sat and said she reserved those seats at the bar and she is a regular and always sit there and we needed to get up while I was eating. I told her, no, I'm not standing up eating me food. Me food. She got security and he came and said we needed to get up. My reply, who reserved seats at the bar? He said, she do, and we can leave if we don't comply. So we ate and left. We'll never go back. Not a single period. Not a comma, not a dash, not a hyphen. Does somebody have a defibrillator, please? Anybody got an oxygen pump so I can get some oxygen? All right, our next review says, first time visiting. This spot was a sweatbox, too small for the crowd. Entry fee should have been returned for only being in there for 15 minutes. I'll let the 55 and up crew have this. I'll let the 55 and up crew have this. Jada says, I don't understand what this guy, okay, here we go. Jada says, told my fiance his $3,000 Alexander McQueen shoes were tennis shoes. All he wanted to do was eat and enjoy the music. What that got to do with this? I don't know. She says, we were treated so bad by security, and I asked, could I wait outside and order food? And I was told it was closed at 11:56 p.m. on a Thursday. I've recommended so many people here from my hometown, and now I will rebuttal. I'm so disappointed. I don't understand what the shoes in the beginning and the price of the shoes got to do with that. I don't know. Yolanda says, first time at this location. Their website said live music starts at 7 p.m. False. Music started at 10 p.m. We ordered food at 7:45 and begrudgingly with a sour attitude from our waitress at 9:30 p.m. They ordered food at 7:45 and the shit didn't come till 9:30. We introduced ourselves as first-time clientele, to one of the owners, and he was extremely lackluster. I could personally deliver a full day of what customer service looks like to the management and staff, but I doubt they would be receptive, never coming back. Keisha Jackson Riley says, hubby and I, 50 plus and older, showed up on a Friday night from a sneaker ball. From a sneaker ball. Dressed to impress with designer sneakers on. Unfortunately, we were refused due to the dress code. Meanwhile, folk coming in with beauty supply flip-flops and denims. Y'all know those beauty supply flip-flops. Needless to say, I was disappointed, yet happy to go home. Maybe next time. Colin Reed says, need to post dress code. So apparently they are turning people away at the door for the dress code. Need to post dress code. Also, door folk are rude. Speak before asking for a debit credit card. Hey, how are you? Etc. Good customer service goes a long way. Elizabeth says, first of all, ma'am, your name is Elizabeth. You probably shouldn't have been here. You probably shouldn't have gone. Elizabeth starts with, first of all, let's start with the bartender fee with the purple wig. Oh God, Fee is the bartender. I wonder how long Fee been working there. Fee got a purple wig on, niece. Her attitude is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, all capital letters. She was giving me, she typing so fast and so angrily, she was me giving dirty looks. She's trying to say, she was giving me dirty looks from the walk up. I was never served my food. After an hour and a half, I had to request a refund, which was slammed in my hand. Just because of her, everyone I know will never return to this place. Girl, everyone you know, every single person you know. She was rude, discriminating, and the worst service I have ever had. The owner tried to make it right, but at that point, I was already angry. Drea says, don't waste your time. I drove an hour to visit. Where are you people coming from? Where are y'all driving from? Y'all driving an hour and a half to come to this place. Where are y'all going? Where do y'all live? Don't waste your time. I drove an hour to visit this establishment with a party of 8. So you and 7 other people got into a car or a van, better yet, into 2 vehicles, because it was 8 of y'all. So y'all mean to tell me you all caravanned an hour to come to Ellery? We were turned around because of the attire. Let me see if I got this right. You and 7 people traveled an hour to the Ellery, only to get there and be told that you didn't have on the right clothes? We were turned around because of the attire of some members in our group. Bad business to turn around money. Additionally, it smells like a bootleg house anyway. Sydney says, I had the worst experience tonight at Ellery's. I went to see a friend of mine play, I guess the band, and couldn't get past the new security guard that was trying to do too much. He forgot an O in two. T-O-O, not just T-O. Who was trying to do too much. I have been patronizing Ellery's for over 30 years. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me this place has been there for 30 years? At least? Tonight I try to go in with sneakers, which I have seen admittance last Wednesday, and it appeared acceptable. For some reason, there was some issue with the security where it wasn't acceptable where it wasn't acceptable. Go figure. All of that is in one sentence. Are sneakers allowed or not? The DC show is going to be January 15th. The DC show is going to be January 15th. The tickets go on sale tomorrow at noon. The show is going to be at the Howard Theater. All right, CJ Jackson says, first, the reserved tables for the regulars is ridiculous. CJ, these people have a membership. They pay $75 a month. It's not ridiculous. Then the service suck. The DJ is out of the booth minding everyone's business while playing recorded tracks. The regulars get preferential treatment and don't spend any money. I will never go back to that place. Maureen says, I remember going to the club a while back. I forget why I didn't go back again. I guess you remembered this time. The bar may save all the seats, but they are regular customer. Someone, a new person come in, they don't have nowhere to sit. Where do they do that at? I'm reading it exactly how it is. If you didn't understand it, neither did I. And that's not the first time it happened. You can stand at the bar dancing. May I help you? But you can't sit down. Gonna be to sit down. And of course we left. Maureen. Jawan says, couldn't even get in. They told me no tennis shoes. All right, so don't go to the Ellery's with tennis shoes on, okay? Sneakers. I guess I was supposed to come in a suit or something, laughing out loud. They guy in front of me, he's trying to say they guy in front of me had on black tennis shoes, but he didn't get turned around. I guess the old security guard missed it. Anyway, it's better clubs in the area. Skip over this one. Lovella says, I have been here about 6 times and thoroughly enjoyed myself. Excuse me. Tonight, not so much. My husband and I hyped this place up to our friends, and we were denied entry because our friend has on white tennis shoes. Nowhere does the website does it mention no white tennis shoes. We drive over an hour. Hashtag not happy. Hashtag headed to grown folk. I'm still trying to figure out where these people driving from. They driving for an hour and 25 minutes. Are they coming from out of state? Or some remote side of town? The next person says, visiting out of town, was told by locals this was the spot. They lied. I arrived here like 11:30 p.m. It was packed, so I couldn't order anything. I was patient. It took a while for me get service from anyone who worked here. Asked server to place an order. They walked off, never came back. I was starving and couldn't order cocktail, beverage. This was bad experience to become Atlanta this way. Not a period, not a comma, no nothing. I read it exactly how it's here. And I did not make a mistake. I read every word that they wrote. I'll do it again. Visiting out of town, oh, excuse me, visiting out town, was told by locals this was the spot. They lied. I arrived here like 11:30 p.m. It was packed, so I couldn't order anything. I was patient. It took a while for me get service from anyone who worked here. Asked server to place an order. They walked off, never came back. I was starving and couldn't order cocktail beverage. This was bad experience to become Atlanta this way. Alexa, stop timer. 2-hour timer stopped on Craig's third summer's run. Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, starting now. Miss Goddess. Oh, wait a minute. You looking at the reviews too? So you know I'm not making this up. You know I'm reading it exactly how it is then. Because that's who I'm about to read now, Miss Goddess. Okay, so you following. I always wondered if y'all be following me on these reviews. Do not go here. They break into car. My car has no tents, and it was nothing in the back seat. They still busted the window. The people who work there, THEIR, the people who work there, THEIR, that should be ERE, said they car, you heard it, said they car get broken into almost every day. What? Maybe y'all should say that before people come in. Jabrielle, new to Georgia. So my wife and I wanted to go out. Parking was good. The club opened at 9. We arrived after 10. The club was already at maximum capacity that we was told after I paid a total of $20. As we walked in, we noticed we were, wait a minute, what? As we walked in, we noticed we're in a different time. Oh, he's trying to say were. As we walked in, we noticed we were in a different time era. Everything was dated and dark. It was so it was a it was a so God. It was a so depressing vibe. Everyone had on clothes from decades ago. It was nowhere to sit. The seats that was vacant, VACAT, I guess he left the N out in vacant, was being guarded by whoever was still at the tables or booths. We stood there for about 15 minutes and left. If you're under 60, maybe this is not for you. This club was just a waste of time, or should I say, in a different time. My God, today. Sunday Symbol is the name. I did go there, nice old school, but they played the same music, no change. Also, my friend had a 99-cent drink and she was taking it back to the car. Well, the waitress saw it and told, what? And told, yeah, Mr. Ellery. And it was like we brought guns in the owner security. Yeah, in the owner's security. And his son Shane came in the bathroom where her friend, was, didn't have none on me, was, I mean, forcefully escorted out like we stole money. Wow, I won't go back. That was not called for like that. To you, Mr. Ellery, not cool of embarrassing us like that. Not cool. Oh my God. Who are these people writing this stuff? It makes me wonder how they got through the world. My God, today. I kind of got a taste for some Chinese food. Let me see if the place is open still. What time they close? Let me see what time they close. They might be closed though. Let me see. That JJ's Fish is open though. Oh, they already closed. Let me see about this JJ's Fish, though. Let's see. Y'all want a little JJ's Fish? I want a few pieces of whiting. It's a fish. Yeah, I think I want that. We're almost done. All right, back to our reviews. All right, our food is being processed. Okay, Nikki Simmons, she says, the waitress lost my debit card. No remorse from the manager or waitress. I had to go outside and cancel my card. The waitress tried to give me somebody else's card and a receipt to sign. Then the bartender handed me a stack of debit cards to search for mine. None were mine. First of all, that's a security breach. That's a security problem. Can you imagine? So obviously these people were running a tab, right? So they probably had a stack of debit and credit cards up there. I would be pissed off if I saw you hand somebody a stack of cards and I know that you rifling through my. Are you crazy? After waiting for 30 minutes, the manager and waitress came outside to speak with me. The waitress offered to cash at me $50. What can that do? So the manager gave me 50, excuse me. So the manager gave me $50 because it's sufficient. No physical card from a Saturday night until I can make it to the bank on Monday for a temporary card. Now I've got to take off work. Now you ain't got to take off work now. She says, now I've got to take off work tomorrow for a trip to the bank and update all my automatic payments that's due for the next few weeks. Then do it over again when I receive the permanent card on 5 to 7 business days. I don't think $50 was enough to cover the negligent distress. This was my first and last time at this ratchet spot. Now she didn't have to take off, nigga. You could have ran up there on your lunch break, okay? You could have ran up there on your lunch break. You just wanted to take off work. Jeremy says, shaking my head. First time here, been sitting here for an hour and 20 minutes, no food. Thank you, Jenny Boone, for the cash app towards my JJ's Fish. Thank you. Now, why are you sitting here for an hour and 20 minutes and you ain't got no food yet? People sitting next to me been waiting for even longer. Order jumbo fried wings and a Polish sausage. Very unsatisfied. You'll be better off going to Waffle House than coming here to party. Natalie says, never coming back, was a frequent patron, but I'm blown away at the slow service and dress code hypocrisy. Now, when I look at Natalie's picture, she looks too small. I mean, she looks too young to be going to this place. Because remember all of the other reviews that we read, They were saying that you need to be 55 or older or 60 or older. Natalie looked like she's probably in her 30s. What Natalie doing there? Why is Natalie at this place? Cliff said, oh, here we go. Cliff said, I drove from Mobile, Alabama. Alexa, how long is the drive from Atlanta to Mobile, Alabama?
From Atlanta, a drive to Mobile would take about 4 hours and 39 minutes. Would you also like the weather for Mobile right now?
No, thank you. Cliff, you're a fool. You drove from Mobile to... You had to have been coming here for something else. I drove from Mobile, Alabama. When I got there, they said no tennis shoes. Oh God. Oh God. Wait a minute. Wait. Cliff. Wait. Excuse me, Cliff. Mm-mm. Cliff drove 4 hours just to go to the Ellery, and he had on sneakers. And those people told him at the door that his last sentence is, I just wish they were advertised that bar and lounge, no tennis shoes. Mm. Ellen says, don't go there on the Thursday thinking that you are going to get don't go there on a Thursday thinking that you are going to get your dance on. The DJ play all music from the Steppers. When here on Valentine's Day, ask the DJ and a waitress, are you first of all, let me tell you how she wrote this. Okay? Let me tell you how she wrote this. First of all, I need you to look at it. Why is that first sentence broken up like that? Why did she break that second sentence off right there? That third sentence. Why isn't that third line up there on that second line? That's first. So she says, don't go here on a Thursday thinking that you are going to get your dance on. Period. The DJ play all music for the Steppers. Period. Went there on Valentine's Day, asked the DJ and a waitress. Period. What'd you ask them? That's a complete thought? That's not a complete thought. She says, went here on Valentine's Day, asked the DJ and a waitress, period. Then says, are you going to play any other music? Question mark. Both said yes, but it didn't happen, period. Also, our food... Wait a minute. Also, are, not our, are. Like, are you going? Are you coming over? Also, our food took over an hour for it to come out. And the fish was over seasoned. This was the worst Valentine's that I ever had in my life. Ellen, you had no business going there on Valentine's Day nowhere. You had no business going to Ellery's on Valentine's Day in the first place. That was just dumb. Catherine says, it's like you paid to be in a sauna, sweatbox. They need more fans. She's trying to say and, but she put A-N-S. A working AC. Adriana, she says, this is a hole in the wall. The waiters were very rude, with the exception of the younger waitresses, and you could tell they had regulars by, that's who they assisted. It was just an all-around bad experience. Well, the consensus is they are only helping people. Oh, Riri, you coming to DC? You coming to DC, niece? The consensus is you have to be a regular for them to pay you attention, right? You have to be a regular to get service. If you're not a regular, then good luck. Brad says, my personal opinion about this establishment is if you want to hear old music from the late 80s, this is your spot. And quite frankly, I think I would like that a little bit. Listen, I actually like old music like that, like 80s and you know what I'm saying, depending on what they're paying. So he says, if you want to hear old music from the late 80s, this is your spot. And a DJ with the worst music selection I've ever witnessed. And stuck in the 80s is what it's all about. I think this is it's either Danny, Dannee, or Danae. It was closed on a Friday night. I was looking forward to the evening. They need to update their hours. Linda Smith, they are too old school. She put TO, should have been TOO. They are too old school and security is a joke and the waitresses are rude as hell. Go somewhere else. Les- Leslie says the MC is horrible. DJ okay, and the crowd can only be as good as they are treated. Tyrone says no sagging, everybody dressed nice and women have on high heels. Well, why is that a 1 star? That's his review. No sagging, everybody dressed nice, and women have on high heels. Ricky's review, everyone black. Everyone black. That's his review. Everyone, as in everyone, black. Felix, nasty. That's all he said. Nasty. Tia, this place is closed. Uh, Jonique, she didn't write anything. She just gave y'all 1 star. Okay. Maria, the bartender who has the short, colorful wig on, we're going to go ahead and assume she's talking about Felicia or Fee, is rude. I've experienced it on way too many occasions over the past 20 years. Mm-mm. So I'm going to guess that Maria likes or enjoys being abused. So you've been going to this place for 20 years, 20 plus years? I've experienced it on way too many occasions over the past 20 years. I've been in Atlanta and I've heard other women complaining about her. She always reserving seats at the bar and has a really bad attitude. I owned nightclubs and would never allow my staff to run off my good paying customers. I stopped patronizing this establishment with my friends when I witnessed her telling a man that he shouldn't buy my friend a drink. She hates on women. And that's why if I do come back, if I do come back, I have the older lady, I have the older lady wait on me. She's nice. She's nice or any other waitress. Oh. That's nice and that's nice and respectful. We spend a lot of money when me and my friends come. She, but there's so many other places that you can go to in Atlanta to be treated well with courtesy and respect. Listen, I need y'all to understand that I do these reviews for y'all. Because when I tell you after about a handful of these, I be so bothered trying to read this shit. Afro Blue says the drinks are watered down. All cocktails. Order beer or wine only. Been going for years and the drinks are weak. Very, very weak. And seats are saved for favorites. That is the thread through all of these reviews. You notice this, right? Pretending to be reserved. DJ is okay. The only real plus is it's an older crowd. Sarah Duncan. I went to Ellery's years ago. I returned tonight and remembered why, after all of these years, I never went back. The place is crowded. Men do not ask you to dance. They stand around with a drink in their hand, just looking at the dance floor. The music for a Saturday night and an older crowd sounded like hip hop instead of oldies, which I would have appreciated. Women sitting, looking in their drinks. Men standing as if they can't remember why they are there. She had a typo. Not my idea of a good time. Jean says, tried to take my friends from out of town here, but couldn't even get in because they have a dress code. It would have been nice to know you can't wear sneakers before getting to the establishment. Music sounded good from the outside, though. There was great parking, too. Right. I'm definitely going to have a headache. Brianna says, now, first of all, Brianna looks too young, too. Brianna looks too young to be going over here. Now, what is she doing there? Brianna says, came here just because it's down the street from my house. Just looking for somewhere to chill and have a vibe. It's just false advertised for the crowd they should be expecting. For my age, I felt very unwelcomed from the looks and stares. Like, why are you here? Just anyone under 35. Don't bother coming here. This is for 35 plus individuals, which should be publicized. It was not worth the $10 for me. Music was all right, but just for the decade, this club represents. Wait, what? But just for the decade, this club represents as. Just so you all who choose to come here aren't surprised. Z Rich. The music played was hip hop. No old school music played until it was 1 hour before they closed. I was told this was a place for grown-ups. Read your ticket. There was a charge put on my ticket that I did not order. The bartenders definitely need to go back to school to learn their drinks. I don't need to hear music. Look at how he spelled hear, as in hear music. He put Here. I don't need to hear music with banned language. What? Then the DJ played the same music over and over. My experience, give the place 1 star. I don't know. Don't dress up. Sneakers okay. Now see, he's saying sneakers are okay. If you are looking for upscale, this not the place. VV Brown. Ellery's is cool, and especially if you're into old men. Old men. The music is okay, but my advice to the DJ, when you have a crowd on the floor, keep them there. Change the music up with some old school, example, OPP, slide, firecracker, etc. Excuse me. Whatever it takes, keep the crowd on the damn floor. And men, when you buy a drink, that's not the okay to crowd. What? And men, when you buy a drink, that's not the okay to crowd a woman. She says crowd a women. She meant crowd a woman. My God, today we about to wrap this up. Do you hear me? Anthony says, not a fan. It's a place for the older, grown and sexy crowd. I'm in my early 30s. Hold on. Now, Anthony, you do look like you're older than yeah. You don't look like you're in your early 30s. Sorry. I'm in my early 30s and find it rather boring, too dark, and the staff actually seem a bit bothered and uninviting all the time. Jamil says, OMG, geriatrics, at least on Friday night. They lied and said it was a stepping club when we came in. If it is, it's definitely not on Fridays. $10 cover, wasted. Melanie says, from Detroit, Ellery's was a madhouse, not enough staff. Vanders says, need better DJ variety of music. Well, that's consistent too. Melanie says, not enough bartenders. Love Jones says, employees have a nasty attitude. This next person didn't even leave no word. She just left a star. In fact, she left 2 stars. Patricia left 3 stars, so it looks like we're moving into the 3 stars now. I'm going to read this last one because, we only do the 1 stars. Patricia says, I am visiting from out of state. I came from Phoenix, Arizona to visit my daughter, and she looked up the club online, and the reviews look great. I guess you didn't read the ones that we're reading now. So she brought me here. Although there was standing room only, I still like the vibe of grown folks enjoying themselves. I like the DJ. He was great. Well, you are from Phoenix, Arizona. No shade to those of you that are in Phoenix, but it is a little slower out there. Amen. She says the music was good after finally being offered a seat at the bar. She just says seat, but seat at the bar in the rear near the kitchen. I will try to make this review as short as possible. We can start with the security guard, name Chris, who did a great job at policing to make sure the aisles were clear. As I was offered a seat at the bar in the rear section, he advised me that the section was closed off to anyone. I advised him that I had a seat waiting for me over there. As I sat down with my drink from the as I sat down with my drink from the other side of the bar, the waitress named Jackie advised me that if I was not ordering another drink, I needed to move from the bar. I advised her that I wanted to eat the food that I had ordered first because I had eaten anything before I drink. Wait, I think she's trying to say I hadn't. I had eaten anything before I drink heavily. She rolled her eyes at me. Right, Ayana, that part. She says, she rolled her eyes at me. She advised us that if I wasn't buying anything, I needed to get away from the seat and let someone sit down who was going to order drinks. Not a good experience for me. Unfortunately, I was going to leave the club, but my daughter convinced me to move to the other side and continue to enjoy myself, which I did. The only reason why I gave a decent review on this establishment was because the drinks were good. The food was good. The DJ was great service from the bartender, and the security guard was very rude and disrespectful for someone who was paying, whether I'm paying on the other side of the bar or that side of the bar. Too disrespectful. He asked me to give up my seat because I didn't order a drink during the time I sat there was just. Some people would not take the time to write a review, but because that is what a blogger does, we review restaurants and establishments. I guess she's a blogger. All right, niece, that's it. I listen. I can't take no more. I can't. I can't. I can't. Listen, you guys have an amazing night. Don't forget, tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time, the tickets for Phag Talk live in Washington, D.C. at the Howard Theater go on sale tomorrow. Um, you'll be able to go on to fagtalk.com and pick up your tickets. And then also, Friday The tickets will go on sale for Philadelphia. New York is almost sold out. All right. So make sure that if you're coming to New York, go ahead and get your tickets now because those tickets. Okay, I'll check my PO box. Make sure you get your tickets for New York because New York is almost gone. We are looking at Boston. We're looking at Boston. But right now we just have New York, DC, and Philly. All right? You have an amazing night. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. I'll see you later. Bye.